Hello, beautiful friends out there. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. This is Sharon, your friendly astrologer, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2024, the last month in the year. Now, before I move into the forecast, I just want to ask you, how did you fare you know, in November? How did you fare in November? I know for myself, I got hit with that Mars Pluto opposition and the aspects to Uranus in the sign of Taurus. It put me down, so I wasn't able to complete the forecast for November, and I'm back. When these transits happen, sometimes, especially, they're always affecting us on a personal level because of the personal planets that is involved. However, for me, I have a tendency to experience these things on a physical level, and it's not, very good. I've had some, strange things happen to me in my life just recently that I feel as if I've been violated, and I'm working through the energy. I don't want it to stop me from pursuing my personal goals. And that's why I'm here to share with you so that you know that whatever you're doing and you get this stop energy, such as what I'm talking about, that's because you are doing something right. Okay, so with that being said, I hope everything has worked out for you for the better over the month of November and into December, because we're moving into a new year. And as you know, we're in a new paradigm now because Pluto is officially moving into the sign of Aquarius on the 19th of November. So it's going to be a totally new shift. It may not happen right away on a physical level, but as far as the bigger picture, we'll see changes in our government structure, our banking systems, flying cars. These kinds of things are going to move at a rapid pace. So just so and you have to be aware of how that's going to affect you in your life. So take a look around. You may want to learn some grounding techniques to stay in your body, because we're moving into an air sign, and a lot of times we get into our heads when we need to be in our heart and grounded to the planet. All right. And I also want to share something with Aries. Aries, you have a lot of changes that's happening for you. We have the North Node that is in the sign of Aries. We have Chiron, the wounded healer, in the sign of Aries. And we have Mars in pre-retrograde shadow, which is, your ruler. So Aries, or if there's anyone out there who knows Aries by the name of maybe Rob, William, April, and Nett, show some love. They need some unconditional love right now because they are going through it. And they need to be up for the game, because Saturn is going to be moving into Aries sometime, I think it's in May of next year, 2025. And with that being said, whatever the tests are, you need to be ready for it, because if you don't pass, then you'll be going through the same old grunt that you are going through now. Saturn is the karmic, and it is an earth energy. So a lot of material, tangible things that you're all about. Some of those things you may need to let go. Some of you may be ready for a higher love experience. So there might be someone that's come into your circle that is might be your, soulmate. So, if you see that person, don't dismiss them, because, as I said before, Saturn is moving into your sign next year. So get it together and open up to whatever that is that's new, that you've never expected to come into your life. Accept it. Okay, that is just what I'm seeing right now. So I want to share that with you. So we're going to move into the the zodiac signs now. So I'll see you when I see you. Oh, and I forgot. Happy holidays. And I'm wearing, my mask, because here in the US we celebrate, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Of course, Halloween, but this is, the Thanksgiving look and Christmas look, because I didn't post the November forecast for you. So enjoy, try to have, a wonderful festive season, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay? Hello to my beautiful Aries risings out there. This is your general forecast for December 2024 for Aries rising. Is going to give you the overall picture. Your sun is going to give you information pertaining to your career, and your moon is going to tell you about your emotions. Okay? So, Aries, I just want to say you have some, there's big things going on for you, has been going on during the year. We've had Chiron in Aries, your North Node in Aries, and your ruling sign of Mars is in pre-retrograde shadow. And it'll be moving into its retrograde period in the new year. I think around February, I'm not sure. But anyway, Aries, you need some love, okay? And all you Aries out there, love you, okay? If there is people by the name of Rob, William, April, or Annette, extra love goes out to you, okay? Because I care. And I see what you're going through. And you have Saturn that's going to be moving into your sign next year around May. So, this is a lot of work, especially with Chiron. Chiron is showing you, your wounds, and your head is what Aries is all about, that first house, that new beginning. So you have some new beginnings coming for you, Aries, but you have to be ready. You have to recognize, what it is that you want, and see if that is around you. Because there is someone coming into your life that is going to be your life mate. That's if you are ready to accept what's coming to you. And we all have choices. So, it's your choice as to how you want to move forward. So try to pay attention, Aries, because things like this only come around once, and it is coming from a higher place than, it's more like the spiritual realm that's sending you, something special for the changes you have made. Just let go of the past and look forward. All right, so let's get into your forecast, Aries. We have on the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in your 5th house, and this is your house of fun, creativity, children, risk taking, and you may want to you may want to put some attention on. Wait a minute, you may want too much attention. Okay, there we go. You may want too much attention from others and want everything about you. I can see that, Aries. Keeping your temper in check may be a challenge and your patience may be tested. But you'll get through it, Aries. On the 7th, Venus enters your 11th house of friends, social groups, hopes, and wishes. You may be thinking about going out with friends. You may be invited to socialize in a group environment where there are intellectual conversations. You may also show your loving, flirtatious side, which is fun, Aries. All right, so Neptune turns direct in Pisces on that same day. And this is your 12th house of endings, undoing, dreams, spirituality, retreats, places that are hidden, okay? And that's even in your mind, all right? So you may have a spiritual awakening. And I think that is part of what I was talking about before. Something is changing in your life. Okay, so you may have a spiritual awakening, or a psychic phenomenon, spiritual insights, and your creative talents may be enhanced during this Neptune transit. So you can come out of your safe place, Aries. And in this 12th house, this is also the place where you can start to let go of things from the past, even though you may not consciously know what that is. But anytime we're in the 12th house, we are working on things that's behind the scenes, just so you know. Okay? Then on the 15th, we have the full moon in Gemini, and this is in your 3rd house of siblings, communication, extended family. Hidden information may come to the surface, and it looks like this might be a time where you're going to be spending some time this month with your families and your family and your friends, people from your neighborhood. A good time for communication with others are likely to be subjective, colored by personal considerations, and not always factually accurate. Okay? You just might be talking to people about what you think, not what may be what it is, because we hear a lot of things. And in this 3rd house, this is a place where we tend to take things for granted, so we kind of operate on that autopilot, because we take it for granted, so sometimes we're not fully present. So when we are fully present at any moment in our experience on a day-to-day, then you get it right, instead of just blindly just talking. But that's some of the things that happens to all of us, where we're comfortable, and we don't have to be quick thinkers on our feet. We'll just go with what we know. All right, so then you may feel a need to share some of your fears or triggers that you've kept bottled up. This is a good time, because this full moon is all about letting go and releasing things. And when you communicate that to another, you're letting it go because you're actively verbalizing what it needs to be put out into the world so that you can, release this energy. And when it comes back to you, it comes back to you better, cleaner, pure. All right, so we'll move on to, let's see, Mercury is direct in Sagittarius, and this is in your ninth house of religion, philosophy, morality, beliefs, higher education, long distance travel, publishing, and teaching. That's all in your ninth house. Mercury is in its detriment in the sign of Sagittarius, so it doesn't work very well in Sagittarius. And so Sagittarius is in this house, which it may express some deceitfulness. And, that has to do with your, faith and your belief system. A lot of times, we believe what other people believe instead of, finding out what's true for us as an individual. Okay? But see, all of this is short term. These are just things that are passing by. We have time to course correct is what is called. Next next time Mercury goes direct, it'll be in another sign, okay? And it might be in another house as well. And that's where your attention will be focused on. But by it being in your ninth house, that's the higher self. That's your, spiritual self. That's where, your gifts are coming from. So try not to, fool yourself, because when you're talking to someone else about your belief system and you don't have a grip on it for sure, you only have what you are accustomed to based on your family's ideas. But in the ninth house, this is a higher level of communication, spirituality is what I want to say. You move beyond, the mundane things and start getting into the spiritual realm of who you are and what you think the world around you should look like. Okay? All right. So on the 21st, we have the sun moving into Capricorn in your 10th house of career, public reputation, authority figures, occupation, and leadership. You are ambitious, as always, Aries, and you are competitive. You always want to be first, okay? So here in your career, it's just showing you're being a bit ambitious. You may be recognized for your quality of work and work ethic, okay? That's a good sign. And good fortune is also possible for you, okay? So keep doing what you're doing in your 10th house of career work experience. Okay, and on the 29th, we have Chiron, which is in your sign, in your first house. Okay? And this is your house of self, your physical body, your outlook on life, your personality. Okay? And when Chiron turns direct, its tendency is to have cleared a falsehood in your physical body that is no longer serving you, such as time and time again, you find yourself in situations where you minimize your own needs. So be careful about that, because Chiron is here to spotlight that part of yourself. And Aries, be proud of who you are. Be proud of how you look. Be proud of every part of you, okay? Because you were made special, okay? Just like we all have been made special. And there's someone for everyone in life. It's just about accepting yourself, and not feeling like you are what is the word? I'm trying to be kind because Aries, I know how you are, with your mind. But just love who you are, and more love will come to you in that respect. So, try not to feel less or inadequate. That's the word I was trying to get to. So try not to feel inadequate, because there is so much love out here in the world for all of us, that much and more. So love is what it's all about. And when I'm talking about love, I'm talking about spiritual love, when you accept yourself from your heart and move from your head and move to your heart, then you can see much more clearer that everything is okay. Okay? And you can be loved, with the flaws that you have, because we all have flaws. So, you have your attention on your first house, which is all about your physical body, how you think, and how you act. So in that first house, maybe you might need to do some, get out and exercise, kind of burn some of that energy, because Aries, you run hot, okay? And burning off that energy will definitely be a plus. All right, so we have on the 30th, we have a new moon in Capricorn in your 10th house as well. And the new moon is about new beginnings, and Aries, your sign is about new beginnings as well. Okay? So this is in your 10th house. And again, there is something, you know, happening for you in this 10th house, because you have the sun entering it, and we have the new moon entering it. So with this new moon, your intimate personal life may be on display more than usual now. Okay, so you may have people, you know, looking at you at work and what you do at work. I can't say how that will show up for you, but you will be seen more than you normally are with this new moon and the sun happening in your 10th house. Okay? So, I mean, it's also, you may also be more emotional sensitive towards the people you work with. So just keep that in mind, and we'll see what the new year has to bring. And I know it's going to be a flurry. I mean, I know it's going to be, because the way we're going to start out with Pluto and Aquarius and all of these other facets of energies that's going to be occurring as well, it's going to be a lot to take in. Okay? So, Aries, I love you. And until next time, bye for now. Hello to my beautiful Taurus out there. Welcome to my channel of A Magnificent Flow. This is your friendly astrologer, Sharon, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2024. And we're moving out of 2024 with a bang, because we have Pluto moving into Aquarius on the 19th of November, okay? So this is a December reading. So we're already into that Plutonian energy in the sign of Aquarius, which is humanitarian. Okay. And going forward, there's going to be some changes that it's going to be happening to, the planet. It's inevitable, and Pluto will stay in the sign of Aquarius for the next 18 years. So we have to, we don't know what to expect. However, we need to beware that this is what's coming forth, because change is going to start revving up, okay, coming into 2025. So it's going to be a roller coaster ride, but we'll see how we manage that, as a society and on an individual level as well. So the government system, we already know, is going to be breaking down, and part of that is happening now. The banking system, the U.S. government system is, it's in confusion right now. Okay, so there's a lot of things that's going to be going on with with society in a big way, because Aquarius is all about the people, giving the power to the people, and Saturn rules the government, which Saturn is in Pisces right now. And it will be moving into Aries next year. So with that being said, Taurus rising, okay, and this is giving you your overall picture for the month. And your sun is going to give you, information about your career, and your moon is going to give you information about how you feel inside, what you're feeling. Okay? So let's get into it. On the 6th Mars turns retrograde in Leo, and that's in your 4th house. Okay? And some of your unconscious attitudes and behavior patterns from the past may show up for you. Your behavior may be compulsive in various situations, because we know Mars is fiery, and Mars is about moving forward, taking action. Mars is the warrior energy, and it's the energy that pushes us to do what we need to do. That's what we have when we're moving around getting things done. But when Mars is not, don't want to act right, then it slows us down. But it's in a fire sign, so it's just that in your 4th house, you may be, too forceful with your family members or the people that live with you if you don't live alone, okay? It's a good time to accomplish things around the home because you have that energy to do so. However, you may find yourself in arguments. Your professional activities may be somewhat strained as well, because the 4th house is opposing your 10th house of career. For others, may be strained. For others, oh, yeah, in your career, others may oppose you whenever you make a proposal. So keep a low profile for the next couple of months, okay? Now, on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 10th house. And you may find yourself attracted to the opposite sex in your workplace. Wow, that sounds good. The emotional commitment may not be in the picture, and that may be conflict, and there may be conflict between the two of you, because this may just be a fling. Oh, okay. So, Taurus, It just may be a fling, all right? So you can start out not taking things too seriously and just having a good time, all right? But I know you, Taurus rising, you look for commitment. Okay, so let's see. We have Neptune turning direct in Pisces in your 11th house. Okay, and you may be attracted to friendships to others and to others who share your feelings. Or, yeah, be careful not to be a martyr to your friends by letting them take undue advantage of you. Be careful of that. Your compassion may be aroused, but make sure that the people you help is worth your time and energy. Okay, so just be aware of that. Let's see. On the 15th, the full moon in Gemini is in your second house. And again, this is about letting go and releasing things that no longer serve you. So it's not a time to spend money because your attitude towards possessions or so conditioned by unconscious drives, impulses, and old thought patterns that are not likely to make an intelligent decision about buying something based upon your real needs. And that's because this full moon, it pulls on us, and it pulls on the patterns that we are subjected to doing unconsciously. Okay, and with Taurus rising, Taurus energy, you like, nice things, you like good food, you like great music, the wonderful things. That's what you like. And sometimes, when the full moon happens, it starts to pull on our emotional strings. So be careful of that going forward this month in December. And let's see what else is happening. We have Mercury direct in Sagittarius, and that's in your 8th house. And the 8th house and the 12th house are reflective houses. So this is a good time to look inward and reflect upon deep psychological truths within yourself. Okay? This is also the house of other people's money, joint finances, banking, taxes, psychism, transformation. Okay, so all of these things are in this 8th house. So it's giving you, Mercury is giving you that time to think, about what you're doing, okay? Because there may be some changes, coming along further down the line. All right? Yeah. And I didn't even mention, let's see, but that's okay. We can move forward from that. On the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn, and that's in your 9th house of spirituality, religion, your belief system, long distance travel, teaching, publishing, this higher level of thinking, okay? And higher education as well. So over the next month, you may experience a significant psychological transformation. An encounter with someone may trigger the need for some soul searching, which is great. This personal challenge of your value system. This could also be a time where you are concerned with your financial health or joint finances with another. You may seek financial help from a bank. Not that will work in your favor, but okay, Taurus, be more conscientious of your money, okay? Now, on the 29th, Chiron turns direct, and it's in your 12th house in the sign of Aries, okay? This may be a time when you transcend an addiction, compulsion to drugs, alcohol, sex, or food. You may also be able to resolve any legal issues, physical health issues, or mental health issues through spiritual work. Okay? And the 12th house is all about hidden things. It's about your unconscious mind. Okay? And it's also connected to hospitals, prisons, helping people in need. So Chiron is here helping you heal, you know, some of your demons. And a lot of the demons that Chiron is looking at could be from, could be karmic in nature and from past lives, because this is where your past life energy gets bottled up, you know, because it's hard for us to release. But you can't release what you don't know is there. That's the storyline. So now you are, you know, able to push through, let go, and let the rest of the universe handle the rest. But just let go is the point here. And making space for new contracts, new karmic relationships. All right, and then on the last day of December, we have a new moon in Capricorn. Just like we had the sun entering Capricorn, and they're both in your 9th house. You may feel a strong urge to get away from daily routines. It's a mood, of course. It's a new moon, and the moon is about your emotions, and the new moon is about creating new beginnings, okay? So you may feel a strong urge to get away from daily routine. You may have a restlessness that's hard to pin down. It may meet new friends from a foreign country. You set your intentions for new beginnings to travel in the future. These are possibilities for Taurus risings. You know, if this is the way you feel, and you may not have to actually physically travel. You could be, you know, on the internet looking at, you know, people in different places doing that travel type of thing. So in this age, there's so many ways to travel without physically going there that, you know, anything goes here. But all in all, however this December forecast turns out for you, I wish you all the luck and happiness, and I love you. And until next time, bye for now. Hello, beautiful Geminis out there. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. This is your monthly forecast for December 2024. And we are at the end of the year, getting ready to move into a whole new shift here on the planet, with Pluto moving into Aquarius and being in Aquarius for the next 18 years. Wow, that's a big deal. Okay, Gemini, rising, this is for you. Now, for those of you who want to know, the Gemini sun is about your career. The Gemini moon is about your emotional experiences. Okay, so we're going to start with Gemini rising. And Gemini, on the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo, and this is in your third house. This is like your family, your siblings, your childhood friends, and neighbors, and it could be your community that you're living in now. So these are the folks that are going to be affected in your presence, Gemini rising. So your energies are high, and there may be some conflict with neighbors, relatives, or other people you encounter on a daily. You have strong opinions about your ideas, and you may be argumentative. Okay, so just know that I'm hearing that somebody is vacuuming out in the hallway, but I think I'm okay. Or maybe it's, yeah. Okay, on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in the ninth house. You may experience personal growth through love or art. And your ninth house is about, your higher education, your spirituality, your religion. This is the place where, you could be writing a book or teaching some course, or you may meet a guru or someone who can spiritually teach you something more. Okay? And you may also challenge your own ideas and point of view about what's beautiful. Okay? Because Venus here is all about love and beauty. And, in the ninth house, we want to raise our consciousness to understand, what is the mundane as opposed to the spiritual realm. So we may see beauty differently from that ninth house perspective. Okay? Let's see. You may be able to take a long vacation where you may meet someone totally different in terms of your past experience. Well, that's wonderful. So we have also on that day, we have Neptune turning direct, and that's in your 10th house in the sign of Pisces. You may be questioning if your career path is the right path because you are seeking purpose in life. And maybe, the work that you're doing now is not fulfilling, but you might be questioning that at this point in time. Your disillusionment may come from personal defeats with others or through some incident that shows that your work was not what you thought it was. So, Gemini, just calm down because, you are Mercurian and you are, you have that duality to you. So, and you have a lot of, that nervous energy, that nervous Mercury energy. So just kind of, try to find a way to ground yourself and maybe finding a mantra that'll help you, find your space. Because Gemini rising, you can be, you're air sign, so your energy can be in a lot of different places. But what you probably need to do is to, when you're feeling overwhelmed, you want to sit down and just call your energy back, ground your feet, to the center of the planet, and just allow yourself to breathe in and breathe out until you feel whole again. Because with all that scattered energy, you don't feel the containment that your aura brings to you, when it is activated. And you can do this on your own as well, okay? Call your aura, calling your energy back, grounding yourself, keeping yourself calm, okay? Breathing through it so that, you can find that this is no big deal. You'll get through that too. Okay? So let's move on to the 15th. The full moon in Gemini is in your first house. Wow. Isn't that something? And see, just like I'm saying, with the full moon in your first house, you are definitely feeling some kind of way, okay? You may feel a great need to belong and relate to your friends or loved ones. You may also be very sensitive to the feelings and emotions of people around you. Yeah, I agree. And you're emotionally there when someone needs your sympathy, warmth, and understanding. But you have to collect your energy back, bring your energy back, call it from the places that it has gone to and sitting, and then you'll have more life force energy to make some choice decisions. Okay? All right, Gemini rising, let's move on because your ruler, Mercury, is direct in Sagittarius. Okay? And this is in your seventh house of one on one relationships, partnerships, your enemies, legal contracts. So, you know, open enemies as well. This is a good time to clarify and explain to someone with whom you are intimately associated with in daily life, such as a spouse or business partner. This is a good time for making contracts or entering negotiations about seven house matters, which, as I said again, relationships. This is the house of relationships. Now, on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn in your eighth house, okay? And your eighth house is about joint finances, other people's money, psychic energy, transformation energy, banks, taxes, that kind of energy. Okay? You may encounter someone, or it may be your partner, who pushes you to do something, some soul searching, which is a good place, to transform your energy. You may have concerns surrounding your financial health, held jointly with another person. You may be considering applying for a loan with a bank, okay? But just know that this may not work out in your favor if there's other aspects to your eighth house here. So on the 29th, we have Chiron turning direct in Aries in your 11th house. And this is the house of friends, organizations, large groups, and your hopes and wishes. Okay, and Aries, Chiron turns direct in Aries. And this is where you are healing your wounds with large groups of people. Okay, so for you, Gemini, it's necessary that you make an effort to stay connected with other people, because this is where your happiness will depend on it, because it's about the people you surround yourself with, and being isolated is not going to make you happy, and it's not good for you either. Okay, so just note that Chiron is about the head because it's in the sign of Aries. And we know you think, Gemini, fast thinker, but you also need to make sure that you don't, lose connections because of what's coming out of your mouth, okay? That's just one way of isolating yourself. So try to connect, and stay connected with the people in your group of friends, and you may have to be the one to approach, and you shouldn't have a problem with that because you, Aries, you are, you're fun, you're happy, but your friends are experiencing some of the same things that you're experiencing, but theirs might be in a different house. However, we all are experiencing something. So this is part of the reason why you, being that social butterfly, you can always help lift people up. Okay? So just know that's who you are. You are somebody that can make other people happy when you're around. So stay connected. That's wonderful. Yes. All right. So on the 30th, the this is the last day that we have something to talk about for December. We have this new moon, and the new moon is about new beginnings. Okay, the full moon is about letting go of those things. So moons are about your emotions, right, Gemini? So your emotional experiences may be much more intense than usual, which is reflected in the kind of people and situations that you are drawn to. This is in the eighth house. That's why I had to think about that. For example, you may draw in unusually intense or powerful people who have a strong effect on you. And that 10th house, that 8th house energy is a Plutonian house where it transcends and transforms things. So maybe there's something new, on the horizon that is going to transform your way of thinking or the way of handling yourself through this new moon. So new beginnings are there, and it's a beautiful thing to start the next month, because this is going to be the end of the month, even though the moon only lasts a couple of days. But by the time we get to January, we'll be ready to, continue this process again. Okay, so Gemini risings, this is your forecast for December 2024, and I'll see you in January of 2025. Love you, and until next time, bye for now. Hello to my beautiful Cancers out there. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. And I am your friendly astrologer, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2024. Okay, Cancer rising, and I must mention these are for the rising signs. So Cancer rising gives you your overall picture of the month. Your sun is going to tell more about your career or workplace, and your moon is going to tell you about your emotional disposition. Okay, so how you run your emotions, how you handle them, how they show up, in you, and as it's like a response type of reactive type of thing. So how that is, and Cancer, you are a water sign. So you already are aware about how you allow your emotions to rule, your day to day, in which, there is no judgment, but that's what Cancer is. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So, with these lunations that we have every month, Cancer, you are affected, in a big way, because this is your moon taking you this way, taking you that way, and so on and so forth. So anyway, Cancer, let's get going with your Cancer rising. Let's get with your forecast for December. Okay? And we already know, if you didn't hear about it before, we have Pluto sitting in the sign of Aquarius for the next 18 years. Yay! Yay! Okay, it's going to be something totally different. I don't know what to expect, but I'm expecting something spectacular, because the change, frequencies are changing. Radio waves are changing. So there's a lot of things that's changing about the planet around us that we may not see or hear, but it's happening. And all you need to do for now is to, ground your body and stay alert. That's all I can say right now, because with Cancer rising, you're going to feel it. Your emotional state, your empath, just like the other water signs as well. Being empathic, you're able to feel these things occurring. So you need to learn how to, if you don't already know, how to find your grounding, through yoga, meditation, something like that, where you don't have to be pulled into different directions, because that's what happens to, a lot of water in your chart. You get pulled in a lot of different directions. So with that being said, I'm going to just move right on into this month forecast. And as I said, on the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo, and that's in your second house. You may consider that your financial position be a sign of yourself, of your personal worth. You might be looking at, your value system, okay? If you have money, you may equate that to be a good, yeah, you may equate how much money you make to being a good person, okay? Like only good people have good money. I don't know. But, it's something to that effect, where your money represents how you feel and how you are seen in the world. Okay? And there may be disputes over ownership of property, and make sure that, because Cancer, I'm here to tell you, Cancer rising, trying not to make unwise and impulsive purchases during this time, because Mars is, even in its pre-retrograde shadow, it's still, will act up and be impulsive, about things, because Mars is going to take charge and do what it does in the heat of the moment, okay? Cancer rising. So on the 7th, we have Venus entering Aquarius in your 8th house. Okay. Now, this is your house of transformation. This is the house of other people's money, joint finances with a spouse or partner, psychic insights as well. So this transit can stimulate, oh, and sex. It can stimulate your sexual side of existing in your resisting relationship and give love relationship a greater intensity. Wow, this is Venus in Aquarius in your 8th house. That sounds really fun, you know? You may attract money to you through spouse, your business partner, or through a bank or other public financial institution. A revelation may come to you about how you see yourself in your relationships, which may bring hair about some form of psychological evolution and confrontation. And this could, very well happen between you and your spouse or your significant other. All right, so Cancer, we have Neptune on the 7th, turning direct in the sign of Pisces. And this is in the 9th house of your spiritual self, your religion, your belief system, your higher learning, long distance travel, teaching, publishing. Okay? But we have Neptune here, and it's in the sign of Pisces. So with that being said, there's a lot of spiritual takeaways that you can gain from this transit. It brings about spiritual lessons, learning to be grateful for what you have and what you've learned so far. Not the time to play ego games with others. You may be in the fog during this time too. That is a normal thing for Neptune, because Neptune is depth, and a lot of times when Neptune is operating, it is going to make things look more better than it really is. It takes you so far into your spiritual realm that you can't see your reality. And that's where the wearing the colored glasses come from, is from Neptune. You might be seeing the rose colored glasses, you might be seeing these rosy things, but when the transit moves out, it's like, where did the rosy stuff go? It's like that. So just be careful. And it's in your 9th house. And as it is saying, don't play the ego games, because this is not the time. All right. So let's see what we have going on the 15th. We have the full moon in Gemini. And okay, Cancer rising, this is more watery. I mean, the moon, but it's in the air sign, in the sign of Gemini. But just the moon itself being at full is going to affect you anyway. You may be tempted to withdraw and keep your feelings secret. However, this is a good time to communicate your deep inner feelings to another person. Because when you do that, you actually are, giving yourself permission to let go of things that you've been holding on to that's no longer concerning you. Okay, so just try to, go with it, Cancer rising. You may not be able to trust. Relations with women may deem to be difficult at this time. And the moon symbolizes your mother or women anyway. So be careful with criticizing others because this transit may sharpen your critical ability. And, when you're thinking critically, yeah, you're looking for like the evidence exactly. And if you're doing that to others, you can easily hurt their feelings because they're not looking for you to be so critical on them like that. So that's why it's saying be careful because, your antennas are sharp, when it comes to communicating what you feel you need to say to, your employees. Where am I? Am I? No, I'm sorry. That I was still on the 15th. Or did I say Mercury? I got lost. Okay, so let's say that the full moon, Cancer rising. You need a long time in facing parts of yourself that that you may be reluctant to face. I don't know how I ended up jumping down to Mercury direct in Sagittarius in your sixth house, but this is where we are like right now. It's an excellent time for all kinds of mental work and you thrive for perfection. It's a good time to sit with the employer or employees and talk over problems that exist. Be careful with criticizing others because this transit may sharpen your critical ability. That's where I wanted to be, okay? So now that I hit the nail on the head, hit the nail on the head, we got it. This happens because Mercury is in your sixth house. So try not to hurt feelings there, okay? With that critical attitude. Okay, on the 21st, the sun is entering Capricorn in your seventh house. Use this time to examine your relationships with your spouse and put thought into what the relationship needs and don't need. Okay? And this is the house of one-on-one relationships. This is the house of partnership. This is about open enemies. These are people you know that don't care for you or an opponent, something like that. And your relatives as well in this house. This is what the seventh house is talking to. Okay? So, this is a time where, you need to take a look at how well you feel your spouse's needs. Check in with business partners as well. Not a good time to go it alone in any type of activity in the seventh house. Try to work with others or seek out the opinion of another in an advisory capacity. So there may be things that you need to know more of, and you may need some assistance. So, do what you need to do, and this is a time to examine, your relationships. So do that and take care, okay? All right, so on the 29th, we have Chiron turning direct in the sign of Aries, and this is in your 10th house. Now, Chiron, if you don't know, is the wounded healer. And wherever Chiron is in your birth chart is that area that needs fixing, okay? And at some point in your life, you're going to have the opportunity to grow from what that wounded part of you has done, because it definitely leads a imprint that is not hidden, okay? Sometimes it's just not talked about. Some people, some astrologers don't even discuss Chiron, but here I am because it is it's relevant. So anyway, with it being in Aries, it's in your 10th house, and that's the house of career, your public appearance, how you appear in public, your authority figures, and people you work with. Okay, so here you are, you're here to clear up any misunderstandings or mishaps in order to project your best and most appreciated image of yourself so that you are accurately perceived and acknowledged. And I can see that because a lot of times in the workplace, we don't get acknowledged for the people that we are. But if you go about it in the right way, and start with yourself, which is what Chiron is about, then, when people see you, they can actually see you. They don't see, all of these other things in front of you covering you up because you're allowing yourself to open up to who you need to be in this 10th house of career. Okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about for December is the new moon, and it's also going to be in Capricorn on the 30th. Okay? And with the new moons, full moons, with the moons, period, it's an emotional thing. Even though the new moon is all about, planting new seeds, this is in your 10th house. So, you may want to plant some things that's going to bring some growth, promotional insight, recognition, whatever that is. However, with the moon in the new moon is in the 7th house. So you may have conflict with others, and that conflict may be much more intense, and you may find it difficult to maintain any degree of detachment and objectivity. This makes it easy for an opponent to control you by manipulating your feelings. Confrontations with women are likely to be more intense as well. Okay, so with this new moon, it's in your 7th house. I don't know where I was trying to come from a 10th house place, but it's in your 7th. And just be aware that even though this is about Cancer rising, even though this is about planting new seeds, this moon is also bringing you, some conflict because it is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is your opposite. Okay? Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer. So, with that being said, that opposition position, Capricorn is in your 7th house. There is conflict. But, the new moon and the full moon, it only lasts a couple of days, but the effects of it is more lasting, more like the 3 months. So just be aware. That's all these forecasts are about, is to raise your awareness to what's going on around you so that you can make some better choices and position yourself to not overreact. And really, that's really what happens with water energy. We have a tendency to overreact, but stay calm, and I love you. And until next time, bye for now. Hello, beautiful Leos. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow, and I'm your friendly astrologer. And I don't know why I stopped like that, but I am your friendly astrologer, Sharon, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2024. I am just like, so excited to see what the new year is going to bring because so much has happened going up until now and moving into the new year that, I don't know what to expect. And I don't know, if there's a lot of people out there who do know what to expect. We only have an idea of what that may look like. So, Leo, your why am I getting stuck with you, Leo? I don't understand it, but I'm trying to get through it, okay? We'll get into your reading right now, but I feel like I'm leaving something out, you know, trying to express myself right now. But if anything that I think I've left out, I'll say it when I need to say it. So we'll start with on the 6th of March. Listen to me, not the March, on the 6th. On the 6th of December, okay, we have Mars. It turns retrograde, okay, and it's been in its shadow up until December the 6th. And this is happening in your first house, okay? And your first house is about your personality, your the way you look, how you think, and how you are perceived by others. Okay, so you may be very active during this time. You may be working hard to further your own interests. Okay, and that Leo energy, I can see that happening. You want to show the world what you can do. That's totally Leo, okay? Because Leo is ruled by the sun and you are drama, okay? You want people to see you, okay? So, hey, Leo, there you go. You have that first house energy right there. You come on to others with much more vigor than usual. Be careful of fire, burns, and illness from fever and infection. Just be careful because Mars rules inflammation in the body, okay? Mars is a hot planet as well. So Mars fire people may run hot during this Mars retrograde, pre-retrograde. So just know, okay? Be aware, take care of yourself, and we'll move on. On the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius, and that's in your 7th house. This is one of the best positions, okay, for all relationships. You have good relations with others. You may now be able to express your feelings and show more love and affection to your marriage partner or love relationship. You may also encounter a new love. Wow, yay, Leo person. I mean, I love to see love happening for people. I hope you get what Venus has to offer. Whatever she has to offer, if it's the best position, I'll take it. All right, so we have Neptune turning direct in Pisces in your 8th house, okay? And your 8th house is the house of taxes, banking, psychic energy, transformation, other people's money, land, property, okay? So, with that being said, we have Neptune turning direct in the sign of Pisces in that house, the 8th house. You may be looking at the hidden areas of your life and totally, I can see that. You might be curious about your psychic abilities and occult sciences to uncover some of the hidden secrets of the universe. And that's a psychic house, so I can see that happening. Could be misunderstandings with others concerning money and property. And Neptune, you know, Neptune takes you to other places where you may lose sight of, what's the mundane and the tangible things, and the things that we should be doing now. Because Neptune is a dreamy energy and kind of puts you in that space where, oh, la la la, everything is good, I can do this and it won't be a problem, but that's really not true. This is not a good time to borrow money from family and friends, and you may have trouble getting a bank loan. Okay, so just be careful. Just be careful in December, especially, okay, because holiday season here in the US, people want to spend, buy, and I've even done a few things myself, but I, I'm planning, okay, so I'm not overdoing because it's not necessary, okay, so let's move on to the 15th where there is in Gemini, and this is in your 11th house. Contact between yourself and your friends is much deeper than usual. And that's the full moon. Okay, the full moon is always going to put you in your feelings. You're going to be oh so soft and let me help. That's the moon is going to just calm you down for some of us. Okay, but generally the moon is going to make you feel more. Okay. All right, so let's see. If you have something personal to communicate to a friend, now is the time to do so. It's easier to get along with women at this time. You are more supportive of your friendships than you usually are. And that's a plus. I can understand that. I mean, that's a good thing. Okay, so on the 15th as well, we have Mercury moving direct in Sagittarius, and that's in your fifth house of fun, children, love, or romance. Yeah, love, romance, risk taking, that gambling kind of thing. This is a good time to express your thoughts to others. And you may want to have conversations around your spiritual and philosophical views as well because Mercury is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about the religion, the philosophy, the spiritual realm, the higher thinking levels of things. Okay, you are enthusiastic now and open-minded, so you're like a sponge right now, so take in that energy and do what you can with it. That's a fun house. You could play around with energy like that. Okay, so let's move on to the 21st where we have the sun entering Capricorn in your sixth house. And in Capricorn, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and so it's going to be, it's going to work hard, put a lot of effort in, what it does. So this is a good time to focus on efficiency and effectiveness. You may have to work according to someone else's wishes or needs. Make sure your physical health is in check. Make changes if necessary, okay? Because, the sixth house is about your daily routines, your work life, your health. It's about service animals. It's about being of service to other people. So you have to make sure that your health is in check because you may overcompensate, okay? All right, so we have the 29th, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, is in the sign of Aries. And this is in your ninth house of higher learning, of spirituality, of your belief systems, of your religion, a guru, teaching, and publishing. Long distance travel as well. And Chiron is here helping you heal, excuse me, helping you heal your, I'm going to say, your spiritual views, because it's in the sign of Aries. Aries rule the head, the way we think, okay? Or your philosophy, your religion can be changing as well. But when Chiron does come here, or, wherever Chiron is, there is something from our past, and more than likely it's from a past life that we were wounded in. Say, for instance, you were a woman, and you another life you were a woman, and you knew about herbs that heals other people. But then there were the priests who thought that women who knew that type of way to heal people, they called them witches, and they would burn them by the stake. Okay? So there might be a wound in your mind about, the fears about being around fire, or you could have a birthmark that may look like a burn somewhere on your body that it never went away after you were born. So it's still there with you. It's like a reminder of what you experienced in this past life. And some of it you would know because you will be doing some of those things. Like if you were a healer, you would probably be working in the healing arts or dabbling in it. If you were psychic, you probably still have that ability because we are working in the higher realms, the ninth house. So that's just an example of how cycles of life that we go through. And Chiron is active, and he's helping us all heal a part of ourselves that has been sitting and waiting for Chiron to come in and do it. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. And thankfully, you'll be open to, understand that, some of the hurts and the pains that we experience is not always from, what happened to us when we were a child. This could be 12th house energy that, has to do with our unconscious, where we store a lot of energy and a lot of past life energy. And what happens is, things that need to get worked on, it starts moving around because these asteroids, these planets, they come in and they find it and they put shine light on it. And that's like, okay, this is what's getting ready to happen. So anyway, that was a long story short, right? So anyway, I'm going to move on. It's in your ninth house, and we're going to move to the 30th. And Leo, on the 30th, there is a new moon in your sixth house. And during this time, you may be inclined to put your emotional considerations second to the immediate necessities in your life. That's because it's in the sixth house. This is like, mundane house, where you could use this tool to focus on home crafts, personal hygiene, home care, or general reorganization of personal aspects of your life. Okay? And this is a new beginning. So if that's the case, because you're you're putting your emotional considerations aside in this house, but at the same time, if you are being of service to other people, you could, there may be, people in convalescent that may need, your assistance, but this new Capricorn doesn't tell me anything about where you're working. So, it could be any area, but this is definitely something where the new moon, your emotional state, you put second into what really needs to be paid attention to in this house. Okay, house of health, daily routines, co-workers, and service dogs for those people who, you know, need one. All right, so Leo, this is your monthly forecast for December 2024, and I'm going to see you on the other side, which will be January 2025. And love you. Until next time, bye for now. Hello, my lovely Virgo friends out there. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. This is your general reading for December 2024. Okay, Virgo rising is what I'm looking at. Okay, and if you want more information, you look at your sun, okay, for your career. So if you have a sun in Virgo, this is about, some of it will be about your career. That's if it's there. And for your moon, if you have a moon in Virgo, this would be about your emotional disposition. Okay, so Virgo, rising, let's get started. Okay, on the 6th of December, we have Mars turning retrograde in the sign of Leo in your 12th house. Now, Mars, you may want to work alone as much as you can. And you may want to connect with your spiritual side or work in situations where you can help others. Okay, this is what this 12th house is calling. This is the 12th house of hidden things, also hidden enemies, your subconscious. This is about, prisons, hospitals, large animals like those African animals are also related to this house as well. But things that are unseen. So this is a good opportunity for you to move that Martian energy and connect with your spiritual side, okay? Or work in situations where you can help others. Now on the 7th, we have Venus entering Aquarius in your 6th house. And during this time, it's a good time for all work-related matters, okay? Avoid any overindulgence because that is Venus. And superiors and employees' relationships are favorable. So Venus is bringing, some quiet time here, in December. That wind down energy, because we're getting ready to move back into another year soon. All right, so we have Neptune turning direct in Pisces in your 7th house. This transit affects your one-on-one relationships, your negative communication, misunderstandings, and misrepresentation can be a problem during this transit. And the reason why is because Neptune is different. Neptune rules, the underworld, the deep. It's also a spiritual energy, but Neptune can be deceiving, when he's active because, we think everything is rosy and we have the rose colored glasses on and we're doing what we do like it's okay and it's not going to affect anybody and anything, but it does. Okay. So this is Virgo. Virgo, this is where you make sure that you are thinking and seeing things clearly. We know that Virgo is organized, okay? We know that part. And we know that you're going to analyze things as well. So try not to, over analyze the things that are happening to you in in your seventh house, because it could affect those relationships there. Okay. And the seventh house is about your relationships, your one-on-one, open enemies, partnerships, business partners, family, some friends as well. So this is, people that we know that we, deal with on a regular basis. All right. So on the 15th, we have a full moon in the sign of Gemini in your 10th house. And your most intimate and personal life is on display now. Wow. Okay, so dress the part since people are going to be looking at you more than normal. You might as well dress for the occasion, right? If you are hiding something, it will come out in the open. So don't do it, all right? Don't hide anything because just dress for success. Okay, that's in your 10th house anyway. Okay, the more emotional sensitivity and empathy towards the people you work with will help you gain their respect. Okay, so hey, dress for success and, show some people some love. That's all they need is a little bit of love and everybody will like it. So enjoy that, your career space because you can gain a lot, during this season. All right, Virgo rising. Okay, so we're going to move into the full moon. No, I did that. We're going to move in. Mercury goes direct in Sagittarius in your 4th house. So this is a good time for discussion with your immediate family about matters that are important to all of you. So this is a good time for communication in your home life. You may find a new person of the opposite sex that excites you. Okay, well, let's just warm things up. All right, that looks good because, right before that, at work, you dressing for success and then you still in that dress for success and come home and find somebody in your neighborhood. Okay, Virgo rising, I love it. The 21st, the sun enters Capricorn in your 5th house. And this is the house of fun, okay? This is the house of children. This is the house of speculation, creativity, hobbies. So you may feel most free to express yourself now. That's nice. You may want to get out and have some fun. Uh-huh. You may find a good person of the opposite sex didn't I just say that? That excites you. I did just say that. Okay. So if I said it twice, forgive me. All right. So let's move on. Chiron is On the 29th, Chiron turns direct in Aries. You're healing your in your 8th house. And this is where you're healing your psychological and spiritual connection. So this is just the time for you to take a look at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. Okay? Because this is the house of transformation. But you have to see, and recognize what it is that you see in yourself and what it is that you may not like. And that's where, you can work on your transformation, okay? But in any case, you have Chiron healing this area, and that's why the psychological and spiritual parts of you is lit up, because you might have some psychic tendencies, and you may experience, some of the things that you've been having, but a lot of times we try to repress because we don't want to shake up, the people around us because of, we're experiencing something that they don't experience. So that's the touchy part of this psychological and spiritual connection, and having, a psychic ability to experience things before, they happen. And it can be hard. And here Chiron is allowing you to open yourself up to different points of views when it comes to how we experience the world. So, Virgo, I want to say this, this might be difficult because with Virgo rising energy, this is like really mundane, and it's like you only believe in what you can see, hear, feel, or touch, that kind of thing. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm hearing here. But if you're more open to that, then you'll allow new information to come into your life as well. So try not to cut yourself off. So on the 30th, we also have a new moon in the 5th house of fun, play, relationships, and all that good stuff that some people want to have in their life. Okay, in love relationships, you will experience greater emotional depth than usual. Try not to be too possessive. Watch yourself of being hypocritical towards your employer or employees. Even though this is in your 5th house, your 5th, we have, I don't know why I have that, the employees here in your 5th house, because that would be your 6th house. But anyway, and I don't see the relationship between the 6th and the 5th. It would be the 5th and the 11th. So that could be my error there. Okay? So moving on, that is it for you for the month of December. Virgo, thank you so much. That was kind of hard to just get this stuff out. You and another sign, I think it was Leo. Your sign and Leo was just really getting difficult for me to, express. But okay, I've done it, and I'm grounding all of that energy out. And until next time, love you. Bye for now. Hello to my beautiful Librans out there. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. This is Sharon, your friendly astrologer, and this is your astrological forecast for December 2024. Okay, Libra, now we're going to just move right into it, okay? On the 6th of December, Mars turns retrograde in Leo. A time to create balance between your own self-interest and other people's interests. You can achieve your hopes, wishes, and dreams most effectively by working cooperatively with others, okay? So you're starting out really good in your 11th house, okay, of friends, of a large group, social connections, and this also extends to, the internet or social media. Okay, so on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 5th house. Now, isn't that something? Because we know what the 5th house is all about, and when Venus is there, it ain't nothing but some fun happening. So you may create peace with others, and you may want to make any compromise in any situation that may come up. Okay? And Aquarius is also, a humanitarian sign. So you may find yourself in situations where you're meeting people who are more outgoing, and you might find love, Libra. You just might stumble on, a love situation. So don't count that out, because Venus is always here to, bring some love into the situation. But Libra rising, I know that you are all about compromise, mediation, and being fair with other people. So yeah, and in the sign of Aquarius, who is humanitarian energy, I can see that, you're working for the peace of others in a house that you should be having fun in. So Libra rising, you just might be looking for, some outgoing person who can kind of foresee the future, like Aquarius is futuristic. All right? So let's move on. On the 7th, Neptune turns direct in the sign of Pisces, and this is in your 6th house. So the focus here is be careful with your health, for you may be subject to illnesses and passing infections. Children may become a problem, and children may become a problem, and you also may no. This is about, the 6th house is about your work, and it's about the your coworkers, and you may have create an open communication. You may be able to communicate openly with your coworkers. Yeah, it's something up with my 6th house. Now, yeah, and I'm just going to pass on that, because we already know that Neptune in Pisces is a you're not clear, okay? You're not clear when Neptune is active, because Neptune, it is a more spiritual place and in the sign of Pisces. Yeah, you do want to kind of explore your spiritual side. But in the sixth house, this is a mundane house. This is a house where, we're working on being of service to other people. So being careful of your health, and if you need to be of service to other people in your workplace, this is definitely going to assist you in that respect. Okay? Now, I don't know why children is here, but I don't know what's with this program. Things are always going by the wayside when like it's moving around for some reason. But anyway, I'm regressing. Let's move on. On the 15th, the full moon is in Gemini, in your ninth house. Okay, and this is lit up. You may meet new people through study. New and unfamiliar experiences could occur as well. You may meet people from different backgrounds. Okay, that's what this house is all about. The ninth house is about your religion, your belief system, your philosophy, your spirituality, long distance travel, writing, teaching. And I think I said philosophy. If I didn't, there you have it. Okay, so this is the ninth house energy. And it's a good time to undertake a new course of study, a new hobby, or intellectual discipline. Okay? And even though this is the house where you're releasing energy, it's also a place where you can, as you release, you can find those spaces within you that you can use during this time. And this is what it looks like. It's like when you start to activate these, meeting new people, you're releasing things that kept you from doing that. Okay, so when you take the step to move forward and experience something, you're also releasing something that no longer serves you. So that's a good way to put it, in my frame of mind, is you're letting go of things that don't no longer serve you, which is giving you space to allow what it is that you need to do, push forward. And the full moon is illuminating. Okay? So Mercury is direct in Sagittarius in your third house. Your actions are intensified. And this has to do with your siblings, your neighbors, your community, short distance travel. Okay, short distance travel, communication, early education, and Mercury being direct in your third house, you're just going to be communicating, discussing things of spiritual, religious, and what you believe. Those kinds of things are going to come up in the conversation. And it could cause problems with those people that you're going to be communicating with, because Mercury is in Sagittarius and it's in its detriment there. So, be careful of how you're communicating with others during this transit, because, it could be the wrong, the energy may not make the other person feel good about what you're saying. So just kind of be careful during this transit. You know, when it moves out of, when Mercury moves out of Sagittarius and into the next sign, which is Capricorn, then maybe the communication will be better. Okay? So on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn in your fourth house. Your focus and concern are on your most immediate surroundings and your interactions with friends, neighbors, relatives, and business associates. Okay, that's in Capricorn. And on the 29th, Chiron moves direct in your seventh house in the sign of Aries. So this is a healing on your self-worth. See, this is totally not even right. I'm sorry, but in your seventh house, Chiron is healing your relationships, okay? Your one-on-one relationships, your partnerships, your business partners, your it has to do with open enemies, and all relationships, family as well. So with this, it's not about your self-worth here. This is about how you, it's about healing the way you come across to other people, because it's in the sign of Aries, and Aries is a hot energy, and it tends to be impulsive, and it lashes out, so to speak. Okay, so that's what Chiron is helping you change in your seventh house, is how you know, communicate with others. Aries is a cardinal sign, so it wants to rule things, it wants to run things, it wants to be first. All right, so pushy energy in your relationship space in your seventh house, right? So you have to be aware that something is changing for you, okay? And go with it. You don't have to stay the same, you know. This Chiron will be in Aries until sometime next year, so you have time to evaluate your seventh house relationships, and how you communicate in that space, okay? And with Chiron healing that, Chiron could bring someone into your life to help you recognize what you need to let go of. See, that light bulb is turning on for me, at least. Okay, so let's get to it. The new moon in Capricorn is in your fourth house. Yes. And your intentions are about making more money. Yeah, that sounds like Capricorn to me. Give your other half more attention, because Capricorn, you have a tendency to, you know, work hard. You want to save, you know, so you got to do, but you have to create that work-life balance for yourself and for your mate, okay? So that's what you need to do, is plant those seeds to make your intentions about having, you know, time to do both, have your relationship and your work. All right? So, Libra, oh, and it's perfect, Libra, because this is Libra, and you are all about trying to make, trying to be about other people, you know, creating that balance. Okay? So, Libra, Love you so much. And until next time, bye for now. Hello to my beautiful Scorpio risings. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. I'm your friendly astrologer, Sharon, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2024. Welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel or viewing. If you're just a viewer, please press like and subscribe. It helps the channel move forward. Okay, so Scorpio rising, if you know your sun sign, you can check that part for more information. It'll tell you more about your career, and if you are, your moon will tell you more about your emotional state of being. Okay, so let's get into your reading, your forecast. On the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo in your 10th house. This is where you may want to achieve something in your work environment. You may want to work independently because you may not be in the mood to work with others. And that's because Mars want to be first. Mars want to be recognized, that type of energy. So doing things individually or by yourself will give you that opportunity to show what you can do and what you have accomplished. Okay, now on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 4th house. And this is a very good time when you can enjoy your quiet time at home or alone, or enjoy or entertain others, and just feeling at ease. This is like a real comfortable transit in your home space. So if your parents are near, this is a good time, good parent relations time. Okay, redecorating is also something that would bring you pleasure. However, try not to overindulge because you may encounter stomach problems. Okay, Venus overindulges, loves, beautiful food. And the 4th house is related to the sign Cancer, and Cancer rules the stomach. So you just have to be careful, all right? Knowledge is power. So Neptune turns direct in Pisces in your 5th house. You may idealize a lover as someone who can save you from yourself. Sexual satisfaction may not be your highest priority at this time, but your spiritual navigation is, which is great. Pisces and Neptune, they're both spiritually attuned, and you might meet someone who is vibrating on that same frequency as yourself in this area of your life, which is your house of fun, romance and love, children, creativity, hobbies, things like that. Okay, Scorpio rising, on the 15th, you have a full moon in Gemini in your 8th house. And remember, the full moon illuminates. The full moon is about releasing, so it's going to focus on that area that has things in you that needs to go by the wayside. Okay? Your emotional experiences are much more intense than usual, and it shows up in the kind of people and situations that you are drawn to. And this 8th house is in opposition to your 2nd house. So with your 2nd house shows that you may be emotionally attached to those things that you value. Excuse me. And with this being a full moon, it's about your emotions. So you may want to work on releasing those things that you're attached to that are no longer serving you. Okay? And those are some of those values that is just showing up. Okay. And You also may have some psychic sensitivity as well, with this full moon being illuminated here. Let's see. It also shows up with other people's money, finances, could be involved here, where you might be spending more than usual. And let's see. Well, the the full moon could be illuminating some taxes that you may need to rethink, and I think that's about it on this full moon. Okay, but there's definitely some communication because Gemini is a communicator, and the eighth house is about transformation. Okay, and other people's money, of course, and property and banking, as I said before. So those could be areas that get lit up for you, but the specific message that I'm just sharing with you is, your emotional experiences here are much more intense than usual because it is in the eighth house, and this is the house of hidden things as well as your 12th house. And this is also the house of transformation. So things that are hidden can come to the surface and just change you for the better. All right, so Mercury is direct. Mercury is direct in Sagittarius in your second house. So during this time, you may be focused on what your value in life is, your material, spiritual, or intellectual. You may be concerned with business and commercial affairs more than usual. Okay, so with that being said, just pay attention to it all. And on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn in your third house. And your third house is about your siblings, communication, transportation, your neighbors, your childhood friends, and your neighborhood. So with this sun entering your third house, you may be more interactive with your friends, neighbors, relatives, and business associates. Clear communication should be your goal during this month, okay? Because there's a lot of activity that's happening for you now. Now on the 29th, Chiron turns direct in Aries in your sixth house. This is your house of service where you work, your health, and your routine activities, and your co-workers, okay? So you may want to get a checkup by your doctor. Good idea. There may be inflammation around your head, such as your ear, nose, and throat, and eyes. All right, that's just my take on it. Now, because Aries rules the head and it's in your sixth house of service. Okay, so those is your health, your work. So in this case, with Chiron being there, helping you focusing that light on areas that you need to pay attention to. I'm just sharing that, it's a head thing. Check it out. Get the inflammation moving around, move out, and you'll be good to go. Okay? So on the 30th, there's a new moon in Capricorn as well in your third house. This is your house of everyday. Your everyday world. And it's normal to take your daily interactions for granted, which is true. Because we have a tendency here to just operate it automatically, because this is where we're growing up, and this is where we're learning our patterns and things from the people around us. So, when we start to get comfortable then and into that automatic behavior, we're not really present at that moment. Okay? So it's a good idea for you to pay attention and be present in your third house activities. Okay? And also, female relatives may play an important role in your life now, and one of them may be able to teach you something about yourself. So just be aware of that. And that is going to be the last thing that I'm going to share with you, Scorpio rising. And love you. Happy holidays. And until next time, bye for now. Hello to my beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. And I'm your friendly astrologer, Sharon, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2024. Okay, Sagittarius rising. If you are a Sagittarius rising and you want information on your sun sign, you can check out the other astrology charts forecasts that I'm putting there. But if you don't know your rising sign, first of all, you can go to astro.com and put in your birth numbers, birth time, birthplace, and you can get it for free. That way you can look at your rising sign, you can look at your sun sign, which is affecting your career, and you can look at your moon sign, which is affecting your emotions. Okay, and then you can look at all of those through the charts that I'm providing, and you can see what each of them are saying for you for the month. Okay, so let's get right into it. On the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo in your 9th house. Now, during this time, your discussions may encompass your position on religion and philosophy. Expand your mind a little more and look for experiences that will open up new dimensions of reality instead of wasting your time and energy on defending your ideas. Now, Sagittarius, we know that you're uplifting, you are someone that wants to have that spiritual connection and go beyond what we all know right here. So expansion is what this is all about. So try not to force your views about the world on others. You may want to take a long distance trip too. If you are in the mood, but with it being in Sagittarius, with you being a Sagittarius rising, you like to go. Okay, you like to travel. So on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 3rd house. So Venus has a way of making your everyday surroundings and activities more pleasant and agreeable. That's Venus for you. Venus is the goddess of love, beauty, food, all your senses. Okay, all 5 senses. That is what Venus is all about. You may be more social during this time with friends, neighbors, just to have some fun or just to socialize and talk. This is the house that is taken for granted. So with Venus here, tell others you love them. Okay, I love you. I can say that too, right? Okay, so with on the 7th, Neptune turns direct in Pisces, and this is in your 4th house. Neptune is deeply spiritual, and in this house, you may be experiencing your inner feelings, and they may be changing within you because, wherever Neptune is right now, it's making some changes. you know, because it's in the sign of Pisces, and that's a spiritual aspect of Pisces as well. All right, you may become attracted to spiritual occult subjects. You may be daydreaming about your visions of your ideal home, or you may be beautifying your home. Now, that's another thing with Pisces and Neptune. They're both highly creative, and so it makes sense that, you know, your creativity will be turned on in your fourth house of home. Okay? So Mercury is also turning direct in Sagittarius on the 15th as well. Mercury rules the mind and here Mercury makes your mind and consciousness jump from issue to issue rapidly. Okay, which may confuse the people around you some because the focus of your attention changes. Mercury does not settle on any one issue for long. And if you know a Gemini sun, then you probably will have experienced some of this activity. I call it like, you know, nervous energy, because that's how I experienced that Mercurian energy for myself. Okay? So on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn in your second house, and this is your house of value, money, self-worth, possessions. Okay, and during this time, you may want to show off the things you value most to others. Having a party is not out of the question. And hey, I mean, I'm not knocking that, because if you want to show off what you have, it's your prerogative, and it's a good time of year to do so. You know, it's the end of the year, so party hardy, yes. All right, so then on the 29th, Chiron turns direct in Aries. This is in your fifth house, and it's healing your blocks in your belief system that has to do with your ability to create, play, experience pleasure, and romance, and it will free you up to new experiences. Okay, so this is what Chiron is doing in your fifth house of fun, hobbies, creativity, love, all of those things. And this should be an exciting moment when Chiron is transforming, you know, your house of fun, because you're going to have create even more fun, and that's a plus. All right. So on the 30th, we have the new moon in Capricorn in your second house. Okay, and your house of finance, right? Or is it in your second house? It's in the new moon is in Capricorn, yep, in your second house. It's the time when you emotionally identify with your possessions or whatever you value. You probably feel best when you're surrounded by familiar objects that have meaning for you from the past, such as an important experience, emotion, or idea. Okay? So, you know, go ahead and experience that, but you know you need to be setting your intentions as well for new experiences. However, you know, this new moon is in the sign of Capricorn, which is it's an earth or a materialistic planet as well. So you're just going to, you know, you're going to do that, Sagittarius, because it's in the sign of Capricorn. And what does Capricorn do? Yeah, measure, you know, their worth based on what they have. Okay, so Sagittarius rising, this is your forecast for December 2024. And till next time, bye for now. Love you too. Oh, hello to my beautiful Capricorns out there, and welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. This is your monthly forecast for December 2024, and I am your friendly astrologer here to share your your forecast with you this month and for every month as well. So this reading is for Capricorn rising, okay? So we're starting with the rising signs. If you know your rising signs, then you can follow along. If you don't know your rising sign, you can go to astro.com for free, pull up your chart, or you can just look at your sun sign. Your sun sign is about your career. Your moon sign is about your emotional health. And of course, your rising sign is going to give you the overall picture, okay, for the month. So let's get into it. On the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo in your 8th house. Your ego drives will create a confrontation with something which will force a transformation of some kind in your life. Okay, for example, you may encounter someone who has a powerful effect upon you and causes you to change. Now that happens. I mean, that's why people step into your life, some guru or, something that you've been looking at, and that person comes in and shares something with you for a while, months. It's happened to me on several occasions where people come into my life and for a particular reason, and when they're done, I don't see them again. So that's how this house can work for you, and it's always been for the good. It's all about transforming things from the lower vibration into something higher. That's what this is about. When we're looking at, the it's like divine intervention. All right, so let's see. There may be a conflict concerning values or objects that are valued, that are of value, such as property and possessions. You and your partner may have a difference in opinion over the management of jointly held resources. Okay, so that may in itself create, some change where you start to transform, how you think about these things that are being questioned. Okay, so on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 10th house, and this is your house of career. This is your house of public view. This is the house of authority, bosses, work, co-workers. So the circumstances in your business and professional life are favorable with Venus here, okay? Venus always want to make things pleasurable, want people to be happy and loving. You attract people and circumstances that facilitate your work, which is good. People in authority are favorably inclined towards you, and most relationships in your professional life will run smoothly. Now that's good to hear. Neptune turns direct in Pisces in your 3rd house on the 7th as well. So this is your house of siblings, communication, your neighbors, your neighborhood, your early childhood, social media as well. So Be careful with how you communicate to others and be as clear as possible, because at this time it will be difficult making yourself clear to others. Yeah, with Neptune in Pisces, yeah, I can see that. Serious misunderstandings may occur that disturb your personal life. This energy is transforming, and your thinking may be transformed in a profound way. Hey, this may happen through an increased concern with metaphysical and spiritual truth. Yeah, I mean, go for it. I mean, don't knock it until you try it, okay? And plus, that transformation is happening for you here. Everybody on the planet is getting a transformation in some area of their life, okay? So just so you know, Capricorn rising, on the 15th, the full moon in Gemini at 23 degrees in your sixth house. You may repress your emotions during this transit, okay? And it is a full moon, it is reflective. So if you react to this transit with emotional repression, you may become hypocritical towards someone. You may turn your attention to home, crafts, personal hygiene, and home care. That's some fifth house, fourth and fifth house stuff. And I'm going to have to look at why this, because this is showing up a second time. I'm going to have to look at why this is, the sixth house is about being of service. Okay, we know that. And we just left the fifth house, so you might be still thinking about what's happening in the fifth house or the fourth house, because this is about home crafts, personal hygiene, and home care. So I have to think about that. Oh, there it is. It's because of the moon. I was wondering why that was coming up. It's because of the moon. The moon, Cancer, the moon rules Cancer. And these are things that are Cancerian, home care, your home, personal hygiene. Okay, I'm getting it now. So let's look at Mercury goes direct on the 15th as well in the sign of Sagittarius. You may be inclined to keep your opinions to yourself and not communicate them to others. See, and that's what the 12th house is all about. It's about hidden things, repressed information, and what do you call it? When you retreat. Yeah. So anyway, in your 12th house, communicating with others is what you should do, but you are inclined not to do that. Or you may be more in touch with the hidden sides of your own personality, okay? Looking at that shadow side, which is, facing yourself, and we all have the shadow side, okay? You may feel that others will hold anything you say against you. This is the time to say whatever it is that you need to say. They're going to say what they want to say anyway. But keeping secrets right now is a no-no, because you're already in a secret house, okay? So this is the house of undoing. And you have to allow yourself to release, that unconscious energy that Mercury is in there to show you, okay? So on the 21st, we have the sun entering Capricorn in the first house. So this transit indicates a time when you can project yourself with more forcefulness than usual. It's an excellent time for making an impression on others. This is self-centered. This self-centered transit, this this has to do with you being self-centered, okay? Because the sun is about you, okay? And your ego may get the way of working with others. I don't even know, and your ego may get in the way of working with others. I'm sorry, it's like sometimes I don't even know what I was even writing. It's self-centered. This transit is about you, okay? So do you, because if you do it with anybody else or other people or working with other people, your ego may get in the way because you're just thinking about yourself. And it's nothing wrong with that. In this case, the sun is focused on you anyway, so you have no other choice. So this is the time for you to call for your this is the time for your call of duty, which is yourself. Okay? So do you. All right? And this is Capricorn rising. So on the 29th, we have Chiron turns direct in the sign of Aries in your fourth house. So your healing here pertains to your home, your family. Creating order, safety, beauty, peace, and joy to any degree is important to your healing. Healing comes from making your living environment a haven of love, peace, and tranquility. Okay, so that's it could be hard with Aries. Yes, Aries, you know how you do. You want to push and you want to tell people you the boss, all of that. But you'll work through this, Capricorn rising. You'll work through this. Okay, on the 30th, this is the last piece of information I have for you for the month. And this is on the 30th, the new moon is in Capricorn in the, in the first house. Okay, the first house is all about you. Okay, so you feel a need to belong and relate to your friends and loved ones. Your emotional sensors are turned on. Well, your emotional senses turned on makes you very sensitive to the feelings and moods of other people around you. You may also be emotionally demanding. Be careful that you don't demand more nurturing and support than you can give, because life is two-way. It's not a one-way situation. Okay, Capricorn rising. This is the end of your forecast for December 2024. So I will see you in the new year in January. And until next time, love you. Bye for now. Hello, beautiful Aquarius. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. I'm Sharon, your friendly astrologer, and thank you so much for being a part of the channel. Aquarius rising, okay? This is for Aquarius rising sign. And if you know your sun sign, you can check that for more information. If you know your moon sign, you can check that as well. So Aquarius, guess what? There's a big deal happening for you in your life now because Pluto has moved into your first house. Okay? Pluto being there is transforming you, the way you look, the way you think. It's a great healing for you at this time because the change is going to be for the better. And even your opposition, your relationships in the seventh house, that's transforming in some way as well. So Aquarius, have you got yourself together? Are you ready for the new you for the next 18 years, 19, 20 years? I think it's 18 though. But yes, this is going to be a big deal. And for those single Aquarians out there, you might be meeting some new energy, someone who you haven't experienced before, or that type of energy. And it's going to be a level up. So, go ahead and have your fun. But I'm just really elated, about the changes. So November the 19th, Pluto officially went into Aquarius in your first house, and it will stay there for the whole 19 years now. Oh, wow. So I hope this is going to be a wonderful chapter for you in your life. All right, Aquarius. So we're going to move into your forecast for the month of December 2024. And man, we're moving right into 2025. Time is really passing by, so make the best of it. All right, on the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo, and that's in your 7th house. Okay? This may be a time of conflict with those closest to you, because Mars is pre-retrograde as well. And well, I think by this time Mars will be retrograde. Okay? So with Mars being there, Mars is a hot energy, and it wants to be first. Everything, whatever they say or whatever Mars says goes. So this is the kind of energy that's happening. But Aquarius, with you being in the know, and you have this transforming energy happening in your first house, you probably are able to, I want to say, take it, but it's not that. It's really about teaching someone else how to be in your presence. Okay, so that's what it is. But this is like, it's a passing thing. So it's not something that you have to worry about unless there is already been some, upheaval in that part of your life before now. And this could be the energy that, break the horse's back, so to speak. But if not, you can work through these things. And there also may be legal conflicts and lawsuits during this time. So whatever you are feeling about your open enemies or your one-on-one relationships, this is a good time to clear the air, because, holding things in does not make things better. Okay? No need for high blood pressure. All right, Aquarius, rising on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your first house. Okay, so it's right there with Pluto. So you may be able to make peace with others during these days. This is a good time to enjoy company, because Venus loves to, socialize and enjoy the beauties of everything, luxury and entertainment. So this might be a good time to do that if that's on your agenda. And it's also a good time to maybe take a vacation. Or do whatever it is you enjoy. You don't feel like, fighting with other people, but you do act as a go-between to create a compromise if there's any conflict around you during this time, okay? And we know your 7th house, you have Mars there, so there could be, that area is where you step in and use that Venetian energy to squash things. Okay, and on that same day, Neptune turns direct in Pisces in your second house. And Neptune teaches that material possessions are not so important as to what you need. And what you need will be provided to you if you attach yourself from it. Okay? So you don't have to hold on to those material things at this time. Okay, especially with Neptune and Pisces in your second house, because Neptune is also transforming your self-worth, your value system, and how you handle your money. Okay. However, with Neptune in this house, you have to be careful with your spending, because Neptune will make things look easier than it is, or make you feel like you can do this, or you have enough money to buy this, or you can buy that, and then you turn around that you forgot to make a payment on something and you already spent that money, that kind of thing. So just be careful. Try not to gamble or do any risky business schemes, that someone may come approach you with. Okay, on the 15th, the full moon is in Gemini. Okay, so Gemini is all about communication and being carefree as well. And with this full moon illuminating this, all this communication energy is opening you up more a bit, okay? Because the full moon is shedding light on that area of your chart, which is your fifth house. So you may be an open book, because it may be difficult for you to hide your feelings, okay? You're just open, okay? In love relationships, you may experience greater emotional depth than usual. And that's what the full moon is all about, is opening up those feelings, So here we have, you may be more possessive of the other person, and that's part of that moon pool, okay? And then relations with women are improved now, and that's because the moon is more feminine, okay? So we have this full moon and we have all of this conversation, and women are coming into your life to hear what you have to say and to just enjoy your presence. So that's a good thing, Aquarius rising. You may be involved with children more than usual, but with this moon, you might be a bit overprotective. So, just be careful with that. And I have I'm Aquarius rising, and when the moon is full, I do have that tendency of being a bit overprotective. So I'm aware of it and I catch myself. So that's just part of the moon cycle. And the more I catch myself, then the more I can let my guards down and just, go through the feeling process. All right. So Mercury is direct on the 15th as well, and it's in the sign of Sagittarius in your 11th house. So during this time, you may have more verbal and intellectual exchanges with friends and other groups. This is the house of social social groups, This is the house of big organizations, your hopes and wishes, and your friends as well. So you may encounter younger people in your immediate circle during this time, and they might be giving you a new and freer point of view about yourself and about life in general. So, we don't know everything, and that's what the connection is with other people, is that they come into your life to offer you something for your inner growth. Okay? So when we meet other people, you don't want to just shine it on. You want to take into consideration, because you never know when that information will be useful to you at some time. All right. Let's see. On the 21st, we have the sun entering Capricorn, and that's in your 12th house. And with this sun in the 12th house, something may show up, some type of behavior from your childhood, or some type of patterns, may show up. But, that's only because it's something that you need to let go of. And by the way, Aquarius, there's a couple of karmic cycles that that will be ending when Pluto hits your first house. So there's two cycles that you will be relinquishing the karma that was brought in with you from past lives. Okay? So there's a lot of shaking up, and Pluto was in your 12th house in the sign of Capricorn before it moved into your first house. So it definitely shook up a lot of stuff with Capricorn. And, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so it's a lot of Saturn is an earth sign, and it has limitations, and it operates in a place that keeps you restricted. So with Saturn being with Pluto being in in Capricorn, it busted up a lot of karmic ties that you've had over time. Okay, so with this release of energy, and now we have the sun entering Capricorn, it's like, let's wrap this up. It's like, you have to recognize what it is that needs to go, because that's the last bit of karma that you will be experiencing on this level, in the 12th house, because the 12th house is about, hidden things. So again, the sun is lighting things up in that house so that you can look around and make sure that you've, done the deed. Okay? So you might be, you might be emotional. And because sometimes we're so used to having these things rolling through us that we don't know how to feel, when we let go of it. It's like a whole new you in that space. All right, so, you just have to allow, your emotions to exist, and, you feel it. Just feel, because this is the house of retreat. So this might be a good time to reflect in in peace and quiet. And this is also a time to set your ego aside because the sun does represent the ego, okay? You have to, let your spiritual part of yourself run this show in the 12th house. So on the 29th, Chiron is direct in Aries in your 3rd house. And Chiron is the wounded healer, okay? And we are all born with Chiron in one house or another in our charts. And in particular, this one is in the 3rd house, and it's about your siblings, your neighbors, your childhood friends, communication, early education, some internet communication as well. But Chiron is healing your communication space. So forgive yourself for, intentionally or unintentionally communicating inaccurate information. So it's really healing because it's in the sign of Aries, and Aries could have a harsh tone to it when communicating or be pushy when communicating. So that's an ego kind of thing. And here's Chiron is here to help you recognize that you don't have to be so hard on with your communication, because I believe that when you are around your siblings, they are the ones that you're trying to convince that you are who you are. So, if your siblings, as you were growing up, have not really recognized you for the person that you are, that may be the conflict, that may be the heat with this Aries energy. Because if people don't, respect you and don't show you that you are okay, they recognize you, then that can really, mess with your feelings and emotions. However, with Chiron here, he is healing this area of your life. So things are changing. You have Pluto changing, the way you think. And then Chiron is helping you clear away, whatever that vibration is from your childhood, help you change that vibration or frequency to a higher octave. Okay, so we're going to move to the 30th. The new moon in Capricorn is in your 12th house as well. So yeah, there's still you're working on for December. You're really clearing out the karma in your 12th house. Okay, so this is a time when your unconscious attitudes and fears can be very difficult. Here you may need to communicate deep inner feelings to another person, preferably someone you can trust. And it might be the trust that is a problem for you. So it's a good time to be alone and reflect the things you can exchange about yourself. Excellent time for any type of mystical or spiritual discipline. Conversations with women may be challenging. Okay, but at least the moon is in, it comes in later, and it doesn't last but for a couple of days. Okay, but yes, Aquarius, just clear out the your 12th house. Just keep grounding things out, because you're getting a big push to release and bring in new contracts going forward with Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, this is your reading for December 2024. And until next time, bye for now. Love you. Hello to my beautiful Pisces out there. Welcome to my channel, A Magnificent Flow. And I am Sharon, your friendly astrologer, here with your astrological forecast for December 2024. Yay, we're at the end of the year, and Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. Yes. Okay, so Pisces rising. I am looking forward to 2025. Okay, I am really looking forward to that. You have a lot of action going on too because you have Neptune in your sign. So that's a lot of changes taking place for Pisces rising. And this is in your first house. So anyhow, on the 6th, Mars turns retrograde in Leo in your 6th house. Okay? This transit doesn't square well with Mars, all right? Mars is self-oriented, and the 6th house is oriented towards service of others. And I can see, how that's conflict is happening. And it can lead to conflicts with, superiors, and you may have difficulty in your work environment. So you can try to seek out projects that allow you to work on your own. And part of this Pisces is because with Mars in this space, Mars want to be recognized for the work that you do, okay? And also, I don't want to leave this out, that this is the house of your daily routine and your work and your health, okay? So at this point, you want to take care of your health with Mars in this house because Mars runs hot. It's in the sign of Leo, and Mars is inflammation, okay? So it's inflammation in the body, and if there's a place in, where you are, where you're feeling uncomfortable, make sure you get a checkup. All right, and on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 12th house. Wow. This placement indicates an unusual degree of selflessness and love. Well, there's Venus, You may be called upon to take care of a loved one who is in need of help, or you may become involved in some charity activities, such as working for underprivileged or in a hospital or a similar institution of some kind. Okay, because the 12th house represents what's hidden, and it also represents hospitals, brothels, large animals, and drugs, and retreat. Okay? So, with that being said, Venus is always going to be, take things lightly because Venus is love, and caring. Just put it that way. All right, so Neptune turns direct in Pisces in your first house. The lesson here is learning who you are in your own right, and to recognize that the way you project your personality to others is not the true inner you, but rather only the aspect of you by which you relate to people. The changes you are undergoing may put a strain on your relationship. It's a time of confusion because that's Neptune for you and others might be confused too because they looking at you being confused. And your sense of reality is not at its best during this time, or right. And with Neptune in Pisces, of course, Neptune in Pisces has been in that sign for a couple of years, or I believe 1 or 2 years. And I think in 2025 we may still see Neptune in Pisces, but from once it leaves Pisces, it'll move into Aries. Okay, but for now, you have to, watch your step, Pisces rising in this first house, okay? Because this is all about you. And on the 15th, the full moon in Gemini in your 4th house. Okay, this is your house of home, family, your ancestry, your property, and what else is in the 4th house? Family. All right, and it's in the sign of Gemini. And with this full moon, it will probably illuminate some of the habits that controls you right now. And for it being Gemini, I know that Gemini energy can be, what do you call it? Nervous energy, So you might find yourself shaken or thinking too fast and can't get your words out right because your mind is moving faster than your lips. That kind of energy is what Gemini brings to the picture. All right, so it may also, you may have confrontations around other people, and you also may have an epiphany about a situation. And it is a good time for you to reflect on you in this, 4th house situation. Okay, so then Mercury turns direct in your 10th house in the sign of Sagittarius. And, Mercury doesn't work well in Sagittarius. So, but in the 10th house, this is about career, your public appearance, your co-workers, your authority figures. And this is a good time to undertake new studies that might help your career, okay? Because Sagittarius is, thinking higher level of education. This is also a good time to talk to superiors, your bosses or employees about your work and how you may advance in your job. Communication on the job may assume greater importance than usual under this influence. Okay, that's because Mercury is sitting right there ready to have that conversation, even though it's kind of not the best conversation. So, you want to keep your conversation short and sweet because Sagittarius is not working very well with Mercury right now. Okay, and on the 21st, the Sun enters Capricorn, and this is in your 11th house. At this time, you may be questioning who you are and what your purpose in life is. Okay, Pisces rising. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that because, either you do it now or you do it later, and it's better to do it now. All right, so engaging in group efforts and projects in your personal and professional life will be most affected. Well, it'll be most effective, because when you can bounce your ideas off of other people, you get more feedback. So this is a good way to gauge, what you should do because, people have differences, opinions, and it's a lot of information when you're around groups of people who want to share their thoughts and opinions about what you want to pursue, or if you are in the right area. So that works out for you. And just remember that the people you associate with are a reflection of yourself, okay? So you can, if there's a lot of people, you can see what you like and what you don't like through other people. And we're always, you know, being mirrored, throughout life. And the last thing here for the sun entering Capricorn, yeah, I think I summed that up. Okay, so the 29th, Chiron turns direct in Aries, and this is in your second house. So Chiron is here to heal this area of your life. And the second house represents your values, your self-worth, your possessions. And you may be coming into an understanding that your money and your possessions do not determine your self-worth. Now that's really the big takeaway from this, because you need to know that Pisces rising, and it's hard for you to create boundaries in your second house because you're so giving and helping other people. However, this is a big one because you're trying to set some boundaries for yourself. This is what's happening, is that Chiron is showing you how to create those boundaries so that you, it's like your moral code would be the rules or standards that you choose to live by in order to keep your behavior aligned with your set of values, which could possibly be shifting for you. So that's, what's happening is that there's a shift in how you perceive yourself and your worth. So that should be on a high note because, you want to talk yourself up and you don't want to stay at, this level and that's stagnant like that. So you want to be pointed up this way. And it's for the better anyway, because the more you value yourself and the more control you have over how you spend your money. It's like not don't spend it on just anything. Let what it is that you're spending on be worth something, because sometimes we get out there and we just see things and we just buy it because it just looked good at the moment. And then, after a while, it's like you put it on the shelf somewhere, don't even use it, that kind of thing. So your intentions have to be clear. And again, Chiron is here helping to clear that up in your second house of values. Okay, so the last thing we have is the new moon in Capricorn in your 11th house. And that's going to be on the 30th. So this is your friendship zone. Again, large organizations, large groups, and your hopes and wishes. And with this new moon, the moon is always about the feeling part of us. And you might be feeling more protective and supportive than usual with this moon in your 11th house, this new moon. And you might, attract someone who gives you, the needed emotional support that is at this time. You may need that, but at least you have a friend zone of people who can help you out with that. If you have addressed your emotions, you may become excessively possessive of a friend and try to restrict his or her freedom in some way because of your own insecurities. And as we live, learn, and grow, we experience some of these things just like that. And I know for myself, I have. I used to be a bit possessive too of the people closest to me. And I had to learn that I have to allow them to be who they are and do what they do. And when they want to come back and see me, or I want to see them, everything's fine, But that's what is happening for you, Pisces rising, in your 11th house. So this is just going to be for a couple of days because the moon, it moves. The new moon will phase in and out. So, but the effects generally last for about 3 months. Okay, if there's any aspects that's going to change that. But for the most part, these cycles, they just come and they go. And we do, some of us experience it harder than others. It just depends on the degrees that are showing up. And if it shows up in your chart under these influences, then maybe it's something special about you that you need to pay attention to. Okay, so Pisces rising, this is your reading for December 2024, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you in 2025 in January. And until next time, bye for now. Love you.